Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Homebrewry.
Yes.
Oh.
So, as you noticed, there's no oddities stream today, and we're gonna have to temporarily postpone the D&D stuff, mostly because computers are actively imploding. So we have to do some actual hardware maintenance before we're able to have the capacity to do the full-on streams without literally breaking stuff.
For all you techies out there, I'm pretty sure my AIO tech or pump fan is not working because my CPU is jumping up to 90 degrees Celsius in the BIOS. And no matter if I try to, it says the fans are on, and it says that the RPMs are going up when I'm trying to push it, but I don't believe it.
So that was totally real words that had meaning behind them. Stop speaking
Well, they
Elvish.
For people
Actually,
who
no,
aren't
that's
techie like
Gnomish.
me,
That's Gnomish.
Yeah, that's
it
Gnomish.
gets hot. It explodes. Need new stuff.
Smart rock might blow up.
Smart rock did blow up.
So
If you think about it, CPUs are just rocks that we shot lightning into and convinced them to think.
Smart
Yeah.
rock, now dead rock.
Yeah.
But
Dumb
but yeah.
rock.
So if you
Now
notice,
hot rock.
yeah.
Mm.
So Andrew is on his poor little laptop that is also on the verge of death, apparently.
Yeah, apparently opening Foundry and Zoom at the same time puts your CPU usage at 100%.
His
You know
audio stuttered
how
every
graphic
single time.
intensive those are. And look what happens when I go like this.
You're so
Hence
fast.
the reason of the
Blur.
Hangout stream today. So, before we get into it, though, just a couple things to go over. The main thing being, if you want to help support the channel and things like that and help support our side content that we are working on, then feel free to support us on Patreon. You'll get a bunch of cool benefits, and the higher tier you are, the more and more Discord access you get for our Discord, which link will be down in the link should be down below. And at the highest tier, you'll get a permanent discount on everything in our merch store, and that includes things like shirts, dice, coasters, a bunch of cool stuff. In fact, I could actually just pull it up right here. Just here at D4Tress.com. Right here. So you get a bunch
I
of
know them.
oddities merch, Paragon merch, dice.
Hey, they stole my art!
Shh, no, you
Damn, close the
can't.
website. Close the website. Erica, don't believe it.
We told you if you kept your mouth shut, you'd eat this week. Now you have to wait
There
till
goes-
next week.
There goes my bagel bites.
And your plain oatmeal.
Aw, I was looking forward to that.
Uncooked, though.
Yeah, uncooked oatmeal.
I needed my fiber, okay? I was gonna take it, I was gonna eat it no matter what.
Anywho, so yeah, that's pretty much everything we have.
Nay, I guess.
So, to kind of go over what we're doing, a long time ago, this honestly, back when we very first started streaming, back when we very first started the Paragon campaign, probably only less than 10 sessions into it, we decided to start making the subclasses. And as you know, we have already gone through all the 12 subclasses. And so these subclasses would be, I guess, the subclasses for Relindwell. For the that fit around Relindwell, the three countries, which are Alabast, Hirashal, and Rascalia. So we made things like Circle of the Parasite Druid,
Sky
Yes,
dancers.
My
yeah,
favorite.
Sky dancers,
Well,
Sky dancer
other than
fighter,
Force.
the fuse sorcerer, um, all that stuff, and of course
Yeah.
we had to set aside and play test them, make sure they work, and so we are play testing them still. So one thing that we're not going to worry about on stream today, but we still need to go and fix. We do need to buff up the Sky Dancer's damage. It kind of fell off really hard as soon as extra attack came around. Then there was almost no reason to use any of the features. And so we just got to, but it's
Especially when you consider that you can have cleave too.
Yeah, and so it is purely, and so it's not so much an ease of use thing, it is purely a numbers game, so we got to buff that up. But the other thing we were feeling really iffy about was our Oath of Knowledge Paladin. Kind of went, when we were making it, I mean, some of the abilities were cool and flavorful, but the vibe, the biggest things that we kind of weren't were kind of iffy on were the channel divinities and the spells that you get. Because I think with the knowledge domain, we focus too hard on the exposing truth aspect of it when coming to the vibe and the flavor, and not enough on the actual just knowledge part of this oath.
Like gaining it
Yeah,
passively. More
like gaining it. I focus too hard on the revealing secrets and being
extract versus
and,
I'm gonna learn about this.
Extract, but also the focus a bit too hard on the being a bodyguard for a wizard type thing, where it's like that could still be part of the oath. Protecting knowledge, the oath of protecting knowledge could be protecting somebody who is basically a repository for knowledge. That is perfectly a perfectly acceptable thing, but it was a bit too focused on the bodyguard part and not the knowledge part of that. And so we kind of just want to revamp that, make it a bit more usable. And the other thing too is that was also for 2014 Paladin. We need to update it for 2024 Paladin.
Right. I do remember really liking our spell list that we chose though.
There were a couple ones I didn't like that I think might be worth swapping out. Revisiting, yeah. I don't think there was
definitely
any
magic missile.
I remember one of them being like Zone of Truth. That one is like, it kind of works, but it was a little bit
theme. I feel like
it was a bit more knowledge adjacent, so I think it might be worth looking through it again.
Right. I want to keep Zone of Truth. I like Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very themed. I like it.
Well, what we are
I
going
like
to
it a lot.
what we're going to do is we're going to make this copy of the Oath of Devotion just so we have all the features at correct levels. And then we'll also pull up pull up the old Oath of Knowledge Paladin. Yeah, see if I can just click on that right there. There we go. Okay, yeah, looking at it again. No, I remember. We thought about Zone of Truth. But then we decided to dip a bit more into the wizardy things. So I remember we already dropped that one. But yeah, so basically, those who give themselves to the Oath of Knowledge are sworn to seek truth endlessly, and that is kind of where the vibe went. And I feel like we went a little bit too hard into the seeking truth and like vibe wise tried to make it more of an interrogator rather than just somebody who is really interested on finding documents about water cycles or something. I don't know. So I want to reflavor that a bit. So we're going to go Oath of Knowledge. This is version 1.5. All right. So the description. Paladins who swear an oath of knowledge dedicate their lives to the acquisition and preservation of knowledge above all else, whether that be...
So if you accidentally burn down a library, your oath is broken.
I would say...
Well, accidentally is different.
Yeah, but I would say if you're an Oath of Knowledge paladin and you decide to orchestrate a book burning, that is grounds for being an oath breaker. I 100% think that is grounds for being an oath breaker.
On purpose,
Yeah.
yes. If it was an accident,
If
not
it's on
so
accident, that's just you're kind of dumb. But
much. Yeah.
but
Only
if you're-
you can stop wildfires.
Yeah,
Mm.
but I would say an Oath of Knowledge paladin deciding to burn down a library would be oath breaking worthy, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, whether that be...
I decided not to finish this chapter book. Oath broken!
Yeah, this book just really isn't my style. Oh no.
It's a history
Oh
book.
no! I started reading a smut book. Now I have to finish it. What book are you
Why?
reading? The Lusty Oregonian.
Why are there so many chapters?
It's so detailed. Oh no, it's a picture book. But yeah. So, paladins who swear an oath of knowledge dedicate their lives to acquisition, preservation of knowledge above all else, or there be the collection of ancient artifacts and records, or the protection of a
Endangered species.
vast collection of a collection or
So here's
or
the thing.
keeper of
So he's a protector of endangered species, and his name is Peter, but he has a Wisconsin accent. So his name? Hey, Peter.
oh my gosh.
I gotta protect those endangered animals. Hey, Peter.
Gosh. Ancient artifacts and records, or the protection of a collection, library, or a
I'm trying to
library
figure
or a
out-
scholar.
What that would look like ability-wise, you know?
Yeah. Which we'll look at what the abilities were and if they need tweaking. I just remember you played it, and I think the biggest thing that was lacking was the channel divinity, which I don't know if we already if we
Which I want to revisit that again, because like I hadn't played a paladin before, but like when you look at other paladins channel divinities, they're not that crazy.
Yeah, they're not that crazy, but they're still fairly.
Cleric channel divinities are the crazy ones.
Yeah. But I remember at least our first iteration of it was like very underwhelming.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Oh, that's cool. The Oath of Devotion one. While you're doing that, can I look at some of the channel divinities of the new ones?
go ahead and just read them out loud.
Okay, so the Oath of Devotion one. So when you take the attack action, you can expend one use of your channel divinity to imbue one melee weapon that you are holding with positive energy. For 10 minutes or until you use this feature again, you add your charisma modifier to attack rolls you make with that weapon. Minimum bonus of +1, and each time you hit with it, you cause it to deal its normal damage type or radiant damage.
Ooh.
The weapon also emits bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light 20 feet beyond that. And then you can end the effect early, no action required. The effect also ends if you aren't carrying the weapon.
I like that.
So you just get a way to be able to attack with your charisma for 100 rounds.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. And how many channel divinities do they get? 2 until they don't get a third channel divinity until level 11. And then they only get maximum of 3. So it goes 2 and then 3. So they don't get a lot. Okay. So that's the Oath of Devotion. Now the Oath of Glory. Inspiring Smite. Immediately after you cast Divine Smite, you can expend one use of your channel divinity and distribute temporary hit points to creatures of your choice within 30 feet of yourself, which can include you. The total number of temporary hit points equals 2d8 plus your paladin level, divided among the chosen creatures however you like. Okay. But then they also get Peerless Athlete. As a bonus action, you can expend one use of your channel divinity to augment your athleticism. For 1 hour, you have advantage on strength, so athletics, acrobatics, and the distance of your long and high jumps increases by 10 feet. This extra distance does cost movement as normal.
Very nice.
So not too crazy. It's like it's a little fun thing, but it's not like it's insane, you know? Now, Oath of the Ancients. As a magic action, you can expend one use of your channel divinity to conjure spectral vines around nearby creatures. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 15 feet of yourself must succeed on a strength saving throw or have the restrained condition for 1 minute. Excuse me.
Before you finish that, I remember looking at it. I remember one of the things overall that they did with D&D 2024 is beef up the Paladin's channel divinities. I remember they did get beefed up a little bit, not to an insane degree, but just.
Even then, they're not that beefy, you know.
I know they're not make or break, but they're definitely way less niche than they were.
I agree. Yes. So yeah, this one you restrain them for a minute, but they get to make that save at the end of each of its turns if they fail, and then they just end it on a success. And it's only within 15 feet. And then Oath of Vengeance still gets Vow of Enmity. When you take the attack action, you can expend one use of your channel divinity to utter a vow of enmity against a creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature for 1 minute or until you use this feature again. If the creature drops to 0 hit points before the vow ends, you can transfer the vow to a different creature within 30 feet of yourself. No action required. So yeah, so you can, it's like modified, that's pretty much the same. That one hasn't really changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a really good one. I like that one a lot. Okay.
So,
Yeah, not that crazy.
so, now that
Oh, I thought we did magic missile.
I think that was in the first iteration of it.
Mm.
But the identify and detect magic. Let's see, because let's pull up a.
I personally like doing the magic missile one. Just because it's a wizard
What?
spell and it's just like it's a fun little offensive spell. It
Class.
doesn't always have to be right on the nose, you know?
Yeah. Because
Rather than having those two.
I
would wanna have-
I'm thinking we keep the identify.
Keep identify
because
and then
that would literally be something that just like detect magic is one thing. Plus, paladins can already get access to that. But I feel like one thing I put in the description right here, just so you can kind of see what I did. So let me read it out loud what I have for you.
Okay.
Paladins who swear an oath of knowledge dedicate their lives to the acquisition and preservation of knowledge above all else, whether that be the collection of ancient artifacts and records, or the protection of a collection, library, or scholar. They often act as guardians of mages in their domains, or as soldiers of organizations that prioritize intellectualism. As such, their oath brings them closer to the arcane, granting a stronger connection to the weave and leaving them more in tune with their magical talents.
I like that.
So, but the main thing with it is, if we're looking at the daily life, the daily adventuring life of a knowledge domain paladin, so there's an oath of knowledge. Identify is something that they would use on literally everything, even mildly interesting, that they would probably find.
Yeah.
Now the
Definitely identify.
the detect magic on the other hand is pretty meh. So I would be okay with that, with going towards being closer to weave, throwing on the magic missile.
Yep. Because everybody knows that's a wizard spell, you know?
Yeah. So let's go in. Let me go like this.
Also, you have a typo in your description.
Where?
Sure, the first line. Paladins who swear and oath of knowledge.
I've been writing too many scripts recently, and so my things are doing that. Which is something to get you excited. I've been writing scripts on stuff, so keep an eye out for those. See, the problem is
I have nothing to do with this.
The thing is the problem is with so many things. It's like we got so many ideas for side content and side projects and other short form videos, and it's like, and we're actively working on them. I underestimated how long it would take to produce this stuff, and so it's just like. And so it's just like, it's been so long since I've uploaded any short form content. I promise you I'm making stuff. I promise.
It's there. I just haven't shortened the form yet.
Source, trust me, bro.
Yeah, honestly,
it's just a wall of text with no breaks.
Right.
Okay, so first things first, let's change out the word devotion for knowledge. All right. So the first thing is identify, because it just fits way too good.
Yep.
The other one, magic missile. Okay. So that is at level 3. They don't get access to second level spells until level 5. So at level 5, we gave them Mirror Image and Misty Step originally. Mirror Image I like.
I like mirror image. I don't want to do Misty
I
Step.
don't want to do the Misty Step. Just seems more like we picked it because it would be useful, and not because it really feels on theme.
I feel like Arcane Lock is one that might be interesting.
That one could actually be really good. I feel like it's very flavorful.
Right.
I feel like it's
Very niche.
very flavorful, very niche. But if I'm being honest, I think over Arcane Lock, or I think if we were willing to give them 3 spells at this level, give them Knock along with it. But it's a little bit unprecedented to give them 3 spells.
Right.
But at the same time, it's Knock and Arcane Lock. I feel like they go hand in hand.
Well, what you could do is tie it into a leveled thing instead. Kind of like with our Pact of the Chains Warlock. That they get one for reading minds and Zone of Truth, and they get a free use of it, and then they can recast it again. So we could use that as a leveled thing, as like a subclass bonus instead.
That's true. For which one do you think?
Probably the second.
For Knock? There's also
Well, no. What I mean is, I would put both of them together, Arcane Lock and Knock, and then you get a free cast of it. No, maybe not. I don't know if I want a free cast of.
Because if we're looking
Knock.
at other things, other second level spells, we also have Detect Thoughts. So that is a potential good one in my opinion. There's Knock. The description for Knock literally has Arcane Lock in its description.
Okay, you know what? I think we should do that as like a. So do a separate leveled spell. So have the 2 that you get level 5, and then the subclass feature, you get access to both of those, and you get a free cast.
Yeah. They get their
Get a free use per long rest.
yeah, but we need to see what their
Level 7 is when they get their
next subclass feature.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like level 7 for a free Knock and Arcane Lock is fairly reasonable.
Yeah.
For getting both, yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So in that case, we want mirror image.
Mirror image.
And-
So Detect Thoughts is the first one that comes to mind.
But I am also a fan of having more damaging stuff too.
Magic Weapon could be pretty cool.
Magic Mouth. Wait, are these second level?
Yeah, they're all second level. We've got Mind Spike. So we could go with the psychic damage.
I do like Mind Spike.
Your image. Misty Step. Moonbeam. No, that's more druid.
Ray of
type
Enfeeblement.
stuff. Phantasmal Force. Possibly. You attempt to craft an illusion of the mind. The creature can see within range. Target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, you create a phantasmal object, creature, or other phenomenon that is no larger than a 10-foot cube, and that is perceivable only to the target for the duration. The phantasm includes sound, temperature, and other stimuli. The target can take a study action to examine the phantasm with an investigation check against your spell save DC. If the check succeeds, the target realizes that the phantasm is an illusion and the spell ends. While affected by the spell, the target treats the phantasm as if it were real and rationalizes any illogical outcomes from interacting with it. For example, if the target steps through a phantasmal bridge and survives the fall, it believes the bridge exists and something else caused it to fall. An affected target can even take damage from the illusion if the phantasm represents a dangerous creature or hazard. On each of your turns, such a phantasm can deal 2d8 psychic damage to the target if it is in the phantasm's area or within 5 feet of the phantasm. The target perceives the damage as a type appropriate to the illusion.
It's
That's
a little
kinda
bit
cool.
like Spirit Guardians, right?
Oh
Or
my
spiritual
gosh.
weapon a
You're
little bit.
basically creating illusions and having them fight nothing and taking damage
Guess what
from it.
guess what the material component is?
What?
A bit of fleece. Pull the wool over their eyes.
Oh, God.
We
That's
gotta do
great.
it for me.
That's awesome.
All right. So
I like that one.
So that's up there. I think that's cool. That's a fun concentration one.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
I'm okay with that one. I like that.
Thing is, when does it take damage though? On each of your turns, I assume it just happens on when your turn starts.
Yeah.
Dang, that's actually really good then. So that is one that I think could work really well. Let's see, Scorching Ray, See Invisibility could be a pretty.
The only
decent
one after
for
that really is fitting is Zone of Truth.
Yeah, nobody utilizes that spell enough. Let's give it. All right.
Yeah, I like it. It's
So
interesting.
first one
Yay!
is Mirror Image. Second one is Phantasmal Force. Not Phantasmal Fork.
I mean, it could be a fork if you want it to be.
All right. Now we go.
I like
into...
that you can use it in different things. You can use it as a bridge. You can use it as a creature.
It is. That's why illusion and tabletop is so good, because the limit is your imagination and your DM's cooperation.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
This is like the. This is basically the Green Lantern spell.
Yeah. All right. So for the third level spells, we originally gave them
Counterspell and Dispel Magic.
Counterspell and Dispel Magic. I think
Both
of
are
those
solid.
Both are solid.
But let's see what other options we got.
Yeah. Blink is cool, but nah, I don't like. It's cool, but I don't think it's very thematic.
Yeah.
So there's Counterspell, Daylight, Dispel Magic, Elemental Weapon. Nah.
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 Because it's like, even if it's on par, if it's a really lame spell, I don't like giving it.
Well, it's a good spell.
It's alright. Just for
Nah,
me, for a
fear.
third level spell, it's not that great. Fireball! No.
Fireball, no. Fly, no. Galder's Tower. Oh, we don't have access to that. Ooh, this one actually would, I think, works extremely well. Glyph of Warding.
Yeah.
You inscribe a glyph that later unleashes a magical effect. You inscribe it either on a surface such as a table or section of floor, or within an object that can be closed, such as a book or chest, to conceal the glyph. The glyph can cover an area no larger than 10 feet in diameter. If the surface or object is moved more than 10 feet from where you cast this spell, the glyph is broken and the spell ends without being triggered. The glyph is nearly imperceptible and requires a successful perception check against your spell save DC to notice. When you inscribe the glyph, you set its trigger and choose whether it's an explosive rune or a spell glyph, as explained below. Set the trigger. You decide what triggers the glyph when you cast a spell. For glyphs inscribed on a surface, common triggers include touching or stepping on the glyph, removing another object covering it, or approaching within a certain distance of it. For glyphs inscribed within an object, Common triggers include opening the object or seeing the glyph. Once a glyph is triggered, this spell ends. You can refine the triggers so only creatures of certain types activate it. For example, the glyph could be set to affect aberrations. You can also set conditions for creatures that don't trigger the glyph, such as those who say a certain password. Explosive Rune. When triggered, the glyph erupts with magical energy in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on the glyph. Each creature in the area makes a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 5d8 acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. Your choice when you create the glyph. On a failed save, half as much damage on a successful one. Spell glyph. You can store a prepared spell of level 3 or lower in the glyph by casting it as part of creating the glyph. The spell must target a single creature or an area. The spell being stored has no immediate effect when cast in this way. When the glyph is triggered, the stored spell takes effect. If the spell has a target, it targets the creature that triggered the glyph. If the spell affects an area, the area is centered on that creature. If the spell summons hostile creatures or creates harmful objects or traps, they appear as close as possible to the intruder and attack it. If the spell requires concentration, it lasts until the end of its full duration. Using a higher level spell slot, the damage of the explosive rune increases by 1d8 for each spell slot above 3. If you create a spell glyph, you can store any spell up to the same level as the spell slot you use for the glyph of warding. So, I feel like that is very, very on theme. Because what Guardian... Just imagine this. An ancient Oath of Knowledge paladin protecting, I don't know, the Library of Alexandria. He's not gonna, even if you manage to sneak by him, he's gonna be setting traps all over that place to protect it. This book of forbidden knowledge that no one's supposed to read? Open it up. Hey, guess what? You're frozen now.
Good luck, Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I feel like this works really good. And they did nerf it from its old iteration because it has to be in the location where you first cast it. You can't be, every long rest, I'm going to put a glyph of fireball in this book that'll carry around with me forever, you know?
Yeah.
You can't do that. It has to be in a location. So it's a bit more niche, but man, is it on brand. I think it works.
The one concern I would have with it is a lot of paladin spells are eaten up, like if you're going to use it to cast spells, are kind of eaten up by like they require you and your weapon to be present. Like most of the spells that you get access to.
True, but you can also literally just set it as a bomb.
I know, but I'm like, a paladin's not going to take advantage of this as much as any other subclass.
No, I think they might.
As much.
I think they might, because paladins... I'll open up a new tab for paladin spells. Because let's take a look at some of the things that paladins would be able to put in there. Banishment. That alone. Something opens up that book. They're banished. And we've already seen how good that is.
He's got a point here.
Command. Command them to do something. Command to leave.
He's got a really good point there.
Let's see. Cure wounds. You say the password, open the book, and heal yourself. You put a bunch of healing spells around that only you and your party know where they are to access them.
I need the password.
They need the password. You've got one of the most deadly spells of the entire game. Destructive Wave.
Alright, you convinced me.
Destructive Wave. Hold on. We got to see more. Dispel Magic. Literally just...
Oh, so they already get access to Dispel Magic.
Yeah. So literally just stopping all that. Let's see. Geas. The thing where it says, do what I say, or you're going to be taking psychic damage anytime you deviate from that. Let's see. I'm going
to do Geas and say, hold your breath. Anytime you breathe, you take damage.
A bunch of summon Celestial. I know this is higher level stuff, but come on. Like, yeah, no, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, you convinced me.
And who's to say that you can't put the Glyph of Warding on a hammer on a weapon rack and have it cast a smite spell? It triggers and the hammer just...
When the hammer is picked up, that is the trigger. When the hammer is picked up, it is it casts a smite on it.
Yeah. So Glyph of Warding, I really like that.
And I like counterspell still.
You like counterspell still?
Yeah.
All right, so we get counterspell and
Because you already get access to detect magic and zone of truth.
Glyph of Warding. All right. Now, for the 4th level spells that you get level 13, we gave Arcane Eye and Polymorph.
Which I do like.
So, what does Arcane Eye do? You create an invisible and vulnerable eye within a range that hovers for the duration. You mentally receive visual information from the eye, which you can see in every direction. It also has dark vision, 30 feet. As a bonus action, you can move the eye up to 30 feet in any direction. A solid barrier blocks the eye's movements, but the eye can pass through an opening as small as 1 inch in diameter.
And it lasts for an hour, so you can just go and look at stuff.
Yep, you can scout out.
That's a solid one.
That's pretty solid. We got the Charm, Confusion. Conjure Minor Elemental. Nah. Control Water, Death Ward, Dimension Door. Divination, possibly. Elemental Bane, Fabricate. Raider Seed. Fire Shield, Freedom of Movement. Nah. Gate Seal. Don't have that. Giant Insect. No. Greater Invisibility, Guardian of Faith, Guardian of Nature. Ice Storm, Hallucinatory Terrain. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of that one.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly fit that. Leomund's Secret
It's
Chest.
the closest of ones, but...
Leomund's Secret Chest. You hide a chest, all its contents on the ethereal plane. You must touch the chest and the miniature replica that serves as a material component for the spell. The chest can contain 12 cubic feet of non-living material, 3 feet by 2 by 2. While the chest remains on the ethereal plane, you can take a magic action and touch the replica to recall the chest. It appears in unoccupied space on the ground within 5 feet of you. You can send the chest back to the ethereal plane by taking a magic action to touch the chest and replica. After 60 days, there's a cumulative 5% chance at the end of each day that the spell ends. The spell also ends if you cast the spell again or if the tiny replica chest is destroyed. If the spell ends and the larger chest is on the ethereal plane, the chest remains there for you or someone else to find. That's kind of neat, but...
I like it.
Yeah.
It's just like an advanced bag of holding, basically.
There's Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound. Let's see. I don't think this really fits, but I still like it.
Here, read it.
You can draw a phantom watchdog in an unoccupied space that you see within range. The hound remains for the duration or until the two of you are more than 300 feet apart from each other. No one but you can see the hound, and it is intangible and invulnerable. When a small or larger creature comes within 30 feet of it without first speaking the password that you specify when you cast the spell, the hound starts barking loudly. The hound has true sight with a range of 30 feet. At the start of each of your turns, the hound attempts to bite one enemy within 5 feet of it. The enemy must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 4d8 force damage. On your later turns, you can take a magic action to move the hound up to 30 feet.
Nice.
So it's a guard dog. It's an alert dog.
Yeah.
It actually kind of is on theme. I thought it worked a little bit different, but that is A little bit on theme.
We'll read the next one. Morton Cayman's Private Sanctum.
Oh, right. When you make an area within range magically secure. The area is a cube. It can be as small as 5 feet, as large up to 100 feet on each side. Spell lasts for the duration. When you cast the spell, you decide what sort
24 hours.
You decide what sort of security the spell provides, choosing any of the following properties. Sound can't pass through the barrier at the edge of the warded area. The barrier of the warded area appears dark and foggy, preventing vision, including dark vision through it. Sensors created by divination spells can't appear inside the protected area or pass through the barrier at its perimeter. The creatures in the area can't be targeted by divination spells. Nothing can teleport in or out of the warded area. Planar travel is blocked within the warded area. Casting the spell in the same spot every day for 365 days makes the spell last until dispelled.
It's kind of cool for like protecting a collection.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more of an NPC having it though than a player.
You got Autoluke's Resilient Sphere. A shimmering sphere encloses a large or smaller creature or object within range. No willing creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, being closed for the duration. Nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects, can pass through the barrier, in or out, though a creature in the sphere can breathe there. The sphere is immune to all damage, and a creature or object inside can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside, nor can a creature inside the sphere damage anything outside it. The sphere is weightless and just large enough to contain the creature or object inside. An enclosed creature can take an action to push against the sphere walls and thus roll the sphere at up to half the creature's speed. Similarly, the globe can be picked up and moved by other creatures. A disintegrate spell targeting the globe destroys it without harming anything inside.
That's literally alright, you don't get to play for a little bit.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's a more fun version of it, because you at least get to roll around like a hamster.
Right.
See.
And we have Polymorph as the other one.
Phantasmal Killer. This is the... You make the nightmares and
the nightmares. Yeah, not that one.
Polymorph.
Rolithim Psychic Lance.
Spellfire Storm. Oh, don't have that one. Stone-shaped stone skin. Storm Sphere. Summon Abjuration. Summon Construct. Summon Elemental. Summon Great Demon. All the different spheres. Wall of Fire. Watery Sphere. Okay.
I still like Arcane Eye.
Yeah, Arcane Eye seems very fitting. I am okay with... I am somewhat okay with keeping Polymorph, but I also do like the Faithful Hound, Resilient Sphere, and Private Sanctum. I think those are all neat.
Being able to check with the Phantom Watchdog. Is it concentration? No.
The Watchdog isn't. The Resilient Sphere is. And this could be useful. It's like you're in a race for an artifact and whatnot. The bad guy's about to get it. Throw on the Resilient Sphere around the artifact. Now he has to...
But you could also cast Banishment and have the same effect.
Not on the object.
True. Yeah, you can put that on an object too, huh?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a person.
Creature or object.
Oh, okay.
And it could also be used to protect allies too, because it's only a dex save, an unwilling creature, but you can do it on a willing creature.
I think we should do Autoluke's Resilient Sphere. It's more niche.
Okay.
It's more interesting in my mind, I think.
All right. So we got Arcane Eye.
Do you like that one, Erica? Putting the hamster ball on someone?
Yeah. I like it.
And then the last one is 5th level spells, which you get at level 17. So, Originally, we gave them Wall of Force and Scrying. Which...
Okay.
Alright. Mooncloak, anime objects.
Anime objects. Maybe.
Because... Yeah, maybe.
They'll get a slam attack.
Yeah, but the thing is yeah, multiple of them. So you got... And... Let's see, yeah. And so basically, with one bonus action, you can...
Maximum number of
control.
objects is equal to your spellcasting ability modifier.
So if you're at 20 charisma, that's 5. That's 5 attacks with a bonus action.
If you're doing medium or small, and a large counts as 2, and a huge target counts as 3. So you can have a huge and a large.
Or huge and too small.
Yeah. Or too large and a small.
Yeah,
Or
so...
medium.
So that, I feel like that... You keep that...
So,
put
if it's medium or smaller, it does 1d4 plus 3. If it's large, it's 2d6 plus 3 plus spellcasting modifier. And then if it's huge, it's 2d12 plus 3 plus modifier.
I think I would do...
But it doesn't say what kind of damage does it do.
I believe it is just whatever
Whatever
it
it's
would
hitting with.
do. Because a lot of people say use when they talk about using the spell, they say just collect as many adamantine daggers as you can and use them.
Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't specify. But I do like that one as a possibility. I think that's a fun one.
All right, so yeah, so we have that. Animate object, so that is a good one. Awaken, no. Already got the smites. Bigby's hand.
No.
Nah. Circle of power, no. Cloud kill, no. Commune. No. Cone of cold, no. Conjure elemental, no. Volley. Contact other plane. Contagion, control winds.
Creation, maybe?
Possibly. You pull Wisp of Shadow material from the Shadowfell to create an object within range. It's either an object of vegetable matter, soft goods, rope, wood, and the like, or mineral matter, stone, crystal, metal, and the like. Object must be no larger than a 5-foot cube. The object must be a form and material that you have seen. Spell's duration depends on the object's material as shown in the materials table. If the object is composed of multiple materials, use the shortest duration. Using any object created by this spell as another spell's material component causes the other spell to fail. So, like, you can make a gem, but then it disappears after 10 minutes. That's not very... Nah.
Yeah. I don't really like it.
Nope. It's macabre.
Why
no,
is that a
done.
5th level spell?
I don't know. That's very underwhelming. It easily be like a 7th level spell if you just made it. But the fact that it's just
Alright,
gone.
you get mithril for 1 minute. What am I gonna do that for 1 minute? Actually, I guess, well, no, even then, even just a small conversation is usually gonna be longer than a minute.
Mm-hmm. Flame Strike, Geas, Greater Restoration, Hollow, Hold Monster, Holy Weapon, Immolation, Eternal Calling, Insect Plague, nah. Legend Lore, maybe? That's pretty on theme. Name or describe a famous person, place, or object. The spell brings your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about that famous thing as described by the DM. The lore might consist of important details, amusing revelations, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. The more information you already know about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive is. That information is accurate. That information is accurate, but might be couched in figurative language or poetry as determined by the DM. If the famous thing you choose isn't actually famous, you hear sad musical notes played on a trombone, and the spell fails. That
So you can't use it for unknown things or
Yeah,
lesser known things.
but that is actually very useful, though.
That's good for the preservation part.
That is very useful, because what if the villain you're trying to track down is famous and you need to learn like a secret weakness or something?
Yeah. Let's find a popular villain.
Yeah, or what if you're searching for an ancient artifact?
It is on the nose. It's just, for me, the spell's just underwhelming as a 5th level spell.
Yeah, but
it is definitely on the nose. I know that.
But you also have to remember, this isn't the only 5th level spell you're getting, because you're also getting all the other 5th level paladin spells like Destructive Wave, where literally only high level paladins get access to that. The only other way you could ever possibly cast Destructive Wave is if you're a bard and you take it as one of your spells at level 10.
Also, knowledge.
Magical secrets.
Oh, yeah. I was like, knowledge domain gets it. Well, yeah, that's... Yeah. The knowledge domain, clerics. Or is that what our old one was?
No, our old one didn't get that.
Okay.
You know, I like that. And so... I really like this one. It's on theme, it fits, and it's not like you don't get other cool 5th level spells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, let's keep looking before we just decide on one, because there's other good ones. Because mislead and modify memory are also good ones too. But definitely, it's on the top of the list so far.
I don't know if I like the mislead and modify memory, especially not the modify memory, because I feel like that's antithetical to the knowledge domain. I preserve knowledge, therefore I'm gonna replace your memories with the fake stuff. I feel like that's pretty antithetical to what the Oath of Knowledge would do. I feel like that's tampering with the knowledge.
Unless you're trying to keep that knowledge protected. For instance, you have a secret trove, you don't want to kill the person, but you don't want them remembering how they got there. You keep it safe, so you modify their memory.
True. I don't know.
So like it does work depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
But let's keep going. I'm just listing them as we're going.
Rary's telepathic bond. Telepathy over any distance. Neat. Scrying. This is the one that we have. You can see here a creature that you choose is on the same plane of existence as you. The target makes a wisdom saving throw, which is modified. See tables below by how well you know the target, the sort of physical connection you have to it. The target doesn't know what it is making the save against, only that it feels uneasy. And yeah, it gets different modifiers depending on what material opponents you have, or things like that. And you need a focus worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, but it's not consumed. You just need a focus to see through.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just good spying tool. Seeming, no. Skill empowerment. Steel Wind Strike, one of my favorite spells, but does not fit this character. Summon, Swift Quiver, Synaptic Static, Telekinesis. I could see.
Nah.
Could see working a little bit. Teleportation Circle. Transmute.
What was the two that we had? Scrying and what?
Wall of Force. An invisible wall of force springs into existence at a point you choose within range. Wall appears in any orientation you choose, a horizontal or vertical barrier, or at an angle. It can be free floating or resting on a solid surface. You can form it into a hemispherical dome or globe with a radius of up to 10 feet, or you can shape a flat surface made up of 10 by 10 foot 10 foot by 10 foot panels. Each panel must be contiguous with another panel in any form. The wall is a 1/4 inch thick and lasts for the duration. If the wall cuts through a creature's space when it appears, the creature is pushed to one side of the wall. You choose which side. Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by dispel magic. A disintegrate spell destroys the wall instantly. However, the wall also extends into the ethereal plane and blocks ethereal travel through the wall.
We already kind of got like the vibe with that with the sphere.
Now that we didn't have the sphere before, but now that we have the sphere, this one is a little bit redundant.
Yeah. I would be
Wall of
okay with
Light.
legend lore and scrying.
Yeah, I like those two utility, because your other spells give you decent amount of damage. You got Summon Celestial, the Smite,
And you can always upcast your smite. Yeah.
There's also 5th level exclusive smites.
Yeah. Which that's cool.
Yeah, so all right. Legend, lore, and scrying. Here we go. Oath of Knowledge and save changes. Then got to go into here. Delete all these.
Delete.
Delete.
I think those spells are could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think
so too.
I think with the level 7 one, it should just be like an extra thing that happens, getting
yeah.
access to Arcane Lock and Knock, rather than being like the core thing. It's just like it's like hey, here's a little extra bonus. You get one free cast of that, and you can cast it again using the level spell.
It has to be, because the level 7 feature is always the aura. Always, 100%. So it has to be an extra thing. So we'll get to that when we get to that. So, add spell.
Well, while you're doing that, I can go in and read what the auras do, so we can get kind of an idea and be thinking about it.
Well, we got because there's one other thing I want to add to low level first.
Oh yeah, we also need to do Channel Divinity.
And another thing that I wanted to do.
What's the other thing?
Something that makes the knowledge part work. Hold on. I need to know, but I need to finish adding these spells first. So first level, we got Magic Missile and Identify. Second level was Phantasmal Force, and what else?
Mirror Image.
Mirror Image. Yep. Mirror Image. And then third level, we had Counter Spell. And what else? Counter Spell and Glyph of Warding.
Yeah.
Glyph of Warding. And fourth level, Arcane Eye and Autolute. And then 5th level, we had
Right.
Legend, Lore, and
And Legend
Scrying.
Lore.
And then I have to go out to the main page and add these again. Scrying. Save. Go. Alright. Save changes. Go back to here. And then, under additional spells, so we've got Identify, Magic, Missile, Mirror Image,
Phantasmal Force.
Phantasmal Force, Counter Spell, Glyph of Warding, and then
Arcane Eye.
Arcane Eye, Autoluke's Resilient Sphere, Legend, Lore, and Scrying. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I believe this one this one is for the channel divinity. So
Yeah, and what did we have before?
we had you gain the following channel divinity options. See this Secret Oath class suite for how channel divinity works. And then we got Arcane Inquiry. You can use your channel divinity to reveal the nature of your opponent. As an action, you focus on the target. You can see and choose to reveal either target's armor class or any weaknesses or resistances. This is the one that we wanted to change.
Right.
And or expose the magic. You can use your channel divinity to instill a vulnerability to magic. As an action, you target a creature you can see within 30 feet and force them to make a charisma saving throw or be exposed to the arcane. Until the end of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on all saving throws from magical effects. Once a creature has been affected by this, it can't be again for 1 hour.
Which is pretty busted.
Yeah, that one is pretty.
That's very busted if you have any magic casters.
Yeah, it does take your whole action to do, but still.
Still. So what did you have in mind?
I think we just do that. The expose the magic.
Maybe what if you get to choose to what type of saving throws instead? They have disadvantage to all dex saves, to all strength saves, rather than just all magical effects. Just because to me it's a little intense.
Maybe only mental saves? They get disadvantage on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma saves. You're messing with their mind.
I like that. What do you
Yeah.
think, Erica?
I like that. I like messing with people's
I
brains.
like that. Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
It's the mind games.
Alrighty.
And is it as a magic action?
Yeah. As a magic action, you can expend use of channel
One
divinity.
use. I'd put one use. Just to stay consistent with the language.
2.
To expose your enemy or to
2.
weaken
Expose
your
weakness.
enemy's mental faculties, exposing them to magical effects. To
That
weaken.
That seems a bit word salady.
Yeah.
Word salad.
Yummy, yummy.
I don't hear it like that ever. Word salad. I like it.
Let's see. So yeah, as a magic action, you spend 1 use of Channel Divinity to expose a creature's mind to magical influence. Choose 1 creature you can see within how many feet?
30.
Okay, 30 feet. And 30 feet to within 30 feet. Choose 1 creature.
Yeah, and force it to make a charisma saving throw.
How many uses of Channel Divinity do you get?
2.
2?
Until level 11, then you get a third, and then you don't get more than 3.
Should it be a saving throw, or should it just kind of work?
A lot of channel divinities are saving throws.
They do have saving throws?
Well, actually, wait, give me a sec, because maybe I'm thinking of cleric.
Because I know Turn Undead, which is cleric's things, have saving throws.
All the ones that are currently on here. Yeah, the only one that has a saving throw that affects another creature rather than you. I would say this. If it's things that just you are doing, then it should be no saving throw. But if it opens up to the whole party, then it should be a saving throw. And if their intelligence is... No, never mind.
I feel like it should be a party thing. Choose 1
Same.
creature you can see within 30 feet and force it to make a... what saving throw? Should it be...
Charisma.
A charisma saving throw? Because it's against your charisma.
True. Maybe an intelligence
I think an
throw.
intelligence saving throw
Makes
is a
more
bit-
sense.
Yeah. At the end of your next turn.
We have it for a minute.
That's on the that's on the snippet I haven't edited yet.
Well, no, go to the thing. It's
Go
not
to-
until the end of your next turn. It's go to the old one.
Until the end of your next turn, the target
Oh,
has
we have that.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was for a minute. Okay.
No, it's until the end of your
'Cause-
next turn.
Okay. If it's
Yeah.
if it's just until the end of your next turn, then I think it should be all saving throws. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Because
That's why I was
in my brain, I was thinking of a minute. If it's just until the end of your next turn, yeah, 100% it should be all saving throws.
The exposed creature has disadvantage. All saving throws against spells and
Yeah. Cool. Until the end of your next turn. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking it was for a minute.
Yeah, I'm like,
I genuinely don't know where I got that thought from.
yeah, I was just like, all right.
Tiredness.
Right. Although that being said, if it were for a minute, that'd be kind of fun.
It'd be fun, but it'd be very busted.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and then actions, edit, expose, magic. Save type, intelligence. Then of charisma is proficient. Save on success. A on save fail. Advantage on throws against spells and magical effects.
Which you could just do that. You're like, all right, nuke them down now.
Yeah.
And then everybody just boom, boom. Even the fighter, I could just be like, all right, I'm going to do my fiery shackles on him, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It is useful from start to finish.
Yep.
Yippee!
I like that a lot.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, we definitely don't need the other one, though.
Yeah. Other one is. All right.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Now, there is one other thing I wanted to add. Which is... Hold on. Just gonna...
You can use your charisma modifier for arcana and history checks.
Yep, that is what it is. That's what I'm adding.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. What would it be called?
Keeper of Knowledge.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
Can you program that in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
As one, devoted to have gained.
Would it even be investigation?
No.
So just history, arcana, and
religion. Yep, history, arcana, and religion.
Yeah. I like that. I think that's a good idea. That way they're not having to build their intelligence up too much, you know. But they still... Ugh, excuse me. They should just have an 18 in all stats. It's really simple. That'd be such a boring character to play.
Guys, I ported this all over for my last game. It's fine.
My level, more my +4 sword of soul raping. One person D&D.
Ew. That's just schizophrenia.
One, two.
Rather than add your charisma modifier, I think it would say replace.
No, add.
Oh, add to it.
Literally every other thing that does this, you get Fey the Fey things and the Fey Wanderer Ranger and the Samurai Fighter. Add your Wisdom modifier to persuasion checks. Don't replace it. You add it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I've never done any of those ones, so I've never seen it before.
Yeah, so you should be very, very good at these, not just okay.
So if you have good intelligence and good charisma, then you're insanely
Yeah.
good at it.
Exactly, yeah. I'm just gonna Arcana 3 and then fire class level 3, display order 3, feature type granted, and create class feature, and then you go like this. Modifier, you get a bonus to
Arcana. Right there.
Is it under here? Is it under that, or it might have been under something else? Actions. Okay, no, it is under that. Add a modifier. And I'm just curious to see. Add a bonus to Hana or charisma. Go. Then this to bonus to history to your charisma.
Uh-huh.
And a bonus to religion.
Religion.
Your charisma. Here we go.
Oh. Ew.
Awesome.
Wow.
So, now that we have that, we're going to add in the other thing, but now is the aura. So what do we have for the aura? Aura.
Well, should we add the other one right now? Because we already know what it is.
I'm going in like the order it's going to be displayed, and the main one will always go first.
So let's see what the auras are then.
Let's see. So we have Aura of Focus. You emit an aura of mental fortitude while you are incapacitated. When you and any creatures of your choice are within 10, when you, I got to reword that. But you and any creatures of your choice within 10 feet of you gain advantage on Wisdom saving throws. Additionally, you and any creature of your choice within 10 feet gain advantage on Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration.
Not bad.
Yep, not bad at all.
And then at 17th level, the range of this goes up.
Yep.
We'll be at level 17 instead.
Yeah, like we said, this is the old one.
Or 15. Well, let's just see what the Oath of Devotion is. Aura of Devotion. You and your allies have immunity to the charmed condition while in your aura of protection. If a charmed ally enters the aura, that condition has no effect on that ally while there. The Oath of Glory. Aura of Alacrity. Your speed increases by 10 feet. In addition, whenever an ally enters your aura of protection for the first time on a turn, or starts their turn there, the ally's speed increases by 10 feet until the end of
You're looking at the old one.
I'm not.
Their Oath of Glory doesn't exist in 2024 yet.
Yeah, they added it. It's on there now.
Learning in real time.
They did add it. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, so they have it now. Oath of Ancients. Aura Warding. Ancient magic lies so heavily upon you that it forms an eldritch ward, blunting energy from beyond the material plane. You and your allies have resistance to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage while in your aura protection. That's good. Wow. That's really good.
Yep.
You just got freaking resistance to 3 different types of damage always. That's crazy. Your supernatural focus helps you close off a foe's retreat. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can reduce your creature speed to 0 until the end of your current turn. You then move up to half your speed as part of the same reaction. This movement speed doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. And you can just keep doing that always.
Yep.
Wow.
Because you have to remember, this is on top of the aura protection you have, which is the add your charisma modifier to saving throws.
Yeah.
So I think ours
So,
works.
let me see.
Is pretty thematic.
Go to ours again. Let me read ours again.
It's a bit janky, but it's
Yeah.
you emit an aura of mental fortitude while you aren't incapacitated. Basically, you and any creatures in your aura gain advantage on wisdom saving throws and constitution saves to maintain concentration.
Why do we pick wisdom saving throws?
Because they were the most common.
Oh, okay.
But we can do wisdom, intelligence, and charisma saves. But at the same time,
I don't know how I feel about the wisdom saving throws.
at the same time, like, you kind of already, the saving throws are already buffed up, so it might be worth getting something different that could be a bit more interesting.
I do like the maintain concentration one. I do like that, and you give it to other people. I do that is nice, but I don't want it to be the only thing because the other ones are really busted, you know. While within 10 feet of yourself, you have true sight up to 120 feet.
That's fun. You're a comedian.
Thanks. Thanks.
If it's boosting up your magical abilities, what about a +1 to spell attacks and save DC?
I like that.
And it fits,
I
And-
like bonuses.
it fits with
and-
the name Aura of Focus.
Yeah, I like that. And then any creature that either enters the aura or starts its turn there has that bonus until the end of their turn. Kind of similar to the speed bonus. But if we do that, I don't know if we should do the concentration at the same time because that's pretty powerful.
I feel like there's so many ways to get advantage on the concentration checks. I feel like just the +1 to spell save.
I like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna go.
And kind of copy the wording of Oath of Glory.
Yeah. So we'll go like this. Or
You gain a +1, +1 to
you and your
spell attack.
allies. Hold on.
No, just copy the Oath of Glory exactly as it's written.
That's what I'm going to. You're really making it hard for me to type.
I can't have 2 windows open at the same
Yeah.
time, so I can't see what you're doing. This good old laptop.
All right. So it was.
Aura of Alacrity.
You gain a +1 to spell, attack, rolls, and spell save DC. And then, in addition, whenever an ally enters your aura protection for the first time
Or a
on a turn
focus.
or starts their turn starts. Well, no. they're the same thing. This thing
okay.
augments your aura. Augments your aura
I see.
protection.
Yep.
The ally.
The allies,
The ally
spell attack and spell save DC are
gains an equals 1. So attack rolls and save DC. Spell save DC. The end of their next turn. Here we go. Display order 4.
I like that a
Save.
lot. That's gonna be a
Then-
fun one.
And we're just gonna go like this, edit, and this one is actually going to be bonus to spell attacks 1 in your aura of protection. Just and two. Spell save DC, fixed value of 1. Simple, good.
Go to details.
Yep. There we go.
I like that a lot. I like that more than the other one.
Yeah, it's just very simple, but just it's reliable. It's just good.
And you're able to really augment your friends too.
Yep. And then, yeah, and then because it's like, well, in the aura protection, you don't need to specify. It increases its range. Because, of course, it does. It's your aura. Okay. Now that we have that,
Now we gotta do the knock and arcane lock.
yep. So add class feature.
What would you call it? Because we don't need to constantly say knowledge in the names.
I mean, we barely have, but yeah, I still don't want to.
Yeah.
Record keeper.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Alrighty. So you can cast
Arcane lock and knock once for free. Each long rest.
Arcane Lock. And spell once each without expending a spell slot. Once each without expending a spell slot. Must complete long rest. And
You can use other available spells.
before you can cast them. This
You may use your other spell slots to recast. You can also cast again using available spell slots if desired.
no, there's a specific way
Yeah,
it's worded.
I can't remember.
wait, it's cannot cast them. You cannot cast them again until you finish a long rest. Until you finish a long rest, unless spend. No, that doesn't. You gain the ability cast spells. Arcane Lock and Knock. These spells are always prepared. You can cast each one. Cast them each once without spending anything else. In order to cast them in again, must a long. There we go. That's all I need.
Cool, and then you don't have to worry about the spell slot. Saying that.
I literally just said that. You gain the ability to cast the spells Arcane Lock and Knock. These spells are always prepared, so they're on your prepared spell list. So
Okay, cool.
you're good. Display order. This would be display order 5. New type granted. And this gives a new spell. This is spell. Arcane Lock. And consume spell slot. Yes, but
Reset type long rest
where
on the right up.
yep, number of uses
1.
counts as known spell, yes. Always prepared, yes. I think that's how it wants me to program. Knock. 1. Yes, always prepared, yes.
Reset type.
Level 7, reset type lost. Go. Just want to make sure. Okay.
Cool.
And okay. That should be good. Alrighty. Then honestly, I like the level 15.
What do we have?
We have Restore Magic. You've learned how to call upon your divine power to restore power to the mind rather than the body. Starting at level 15, you can use an action to restore spell slots with a total value of 4, i.e. 2 second level slots, 1 fourth level spot, or 4 first level spots to yourself or a creature you choose within 30 feet. Once you do this, you cannot do so again until you finish the long rest.
Yeah, I like that. I'm okay with that. That's a great one. What did we call it? Restore magic?
Yep, just restore magic.
I like it. V6.
Yep. Actions is general or magic. Action, reset type, long rest.
One use.
Where is that? Is touch.
Five feet.
Limited use. Number of
There you go.
uses, 1.
Yep. There you go.
Okay. This and then description make it. Here we go.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Okay. Then, why is there 2 versions of Holy Nimbus?
Right?
On
I don't
there.
know. Well, okay. So going through this one, what did we have listed?
Yeah, it literally just is 2
The same thing.
of the same thing. Yeah, so I'm just going to remove 1 for whatever reason.
Okay, so let's read what we have, and then we'll go through the new ones, and then we'll debate if we want to change it or not.
So, we have Arcane Heart. You become one with the Weave of Arcana. As a bonus action, you gain the following benefits for 1 minute. As a bonus action, you can teleport yourself or another willing creature within 30 feet of you up to 30 feet to an unoccupied position from their original position.
Probably
and
change the
then-
wording, but I do like it.
Yeah. You have advantage against all saving throws from spells or magical effects. And then, as a reaction, you can change the damage type of any spell or magical effect you can see within 100 feet of you. So if somebody casts Fireball, but it's a fire elemental, you can turn it into Cold Ball.
Right. I like that.
Or you can turn it to bludgeoning damage and just call it Ball.
Yeah. I cast a ball. What if it's piercing damage? Just spike ball, I guess. Once
Frag grenade.
Once you use this bonus action, you can't use it against the official long rest unless you expend a 5th level spell slot to use it again. Let's see. And it's for a minute.
Yeah, that's what the old ones used to be. Enter this
Yeah.
form for a minute.
Right. So let's go to the new ones then.
All right. Oath
So
of
start with devotion.
Devotion. As a bonus action, you can imbue your aura with protection with holy power, granting the benefits below for 10 minutes or until you end them. No action required. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending a level 5 spell slot. No action required.
And one thing to keep in mind, this is a level 20. This is literally max level. So this is you're fighting gods at this level.
Yeah, but having exactly. So, Holy Ward. You have advantage on any saving throw you're forced to make by a fiend or undead. Radiant damage. Whenever an enemy starts its turn in the aura, the creature takes radiant damage equal to your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus. Sunlight. The aura is filled with bright light that is sunlight.
Good against undead and vampires.
Yep. And then Oath of Glory gets Living Legend. You can empower yourself with the legends, whether true or exaggerated, of your great deeds. As a bonus action, you gain the benefits below for 10 minutes. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending a level 5 spell slot, no action required. Charismatic. You are blessed with an otherworldly presence and have advantage on all charisma checks. Saving throw reroll. If you fail a saving throw, you can take a reaction to reroll it. You must use the new roll. An unerring strike. Once on each of your turns, when you make an attack roll with a weapon and miss, you can cause that attack to hit instead.
Wow.
Yeah. Oath of the Ancients. As a bonus action, you can imbue your aura protection with primal power, granting the benefits below for 1 minute or until you end them. No action required. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore it by expending a level 5 spell slot. Diminish Defiance. Enemies in the aura have disadvantage on saving throws against your spells and channel divinity options. Regeneration. At the start of each of your turns, you regain 10 hit points. Dang.
Wow, not even temp. Just hit points.
Swift spells. Whenever you cast a spell that has a casting time of an action, you can cast it using a bonus action instead. That is insane.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Amazing.
Wow.
For a minute.
That's really cool. And then Vengeance gets Avenging Angel. As a bonus action, you gain it for 10 minutes. And then same thing, you get it back. You get Flight. You sprout spectral wings on your back. You have a fly speed of 60 feet and can hover, which means if you get knocked prone,
be knocked prone.
Well, yeah. And then Frightful Aura. Whenever an enemy starts its turn in your aura protection, that creature must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or have the frightened condition for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. Attack rolls against the frightened creature have advantage.
Nice. And then read ours again. What we had.
So, as a bonus action, you can teleport yourself or another willing creature within 30 feet of you up to 30 feet to an unoccupied position. And then you have advantage against all saving throws from spells or magical effects. And as a reaction, you can change the damage type of any spell or magical effect you can see within 100 feet of you.
I like it, personally.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to change it.
Okay.
We just update the wording. That's the only thing. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah.
What did we call it?
Arcane Heart.
Arcane Heart. Nice. Definitely still be a minute, though, rather than 10 minutes.
I just copied the thing for... Actually, I guess I don't need to. As a bonus action... Gonna imbue...
It's a little... Is it the aura protection? It's a little bit different.
No, I am.
Yeah.
I'm rewording it. You can imbue yourself with the power of the weave, granting the benefits below for 1 minute or until you end them. No action required. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending level 5 spell slot. All right. So first off, you get the spatial manipulation. Spatial manipulation. So a bonus action can teleport yourself or a willing creature you can see within 30 feet to an occupied space. I can't type.
That's one of those words that kills me.
Within to an unoccupied space within. Should it be 30 feet or 60 feet teleport?
30 feet, because you're doing it each turn.
That's true.
As a bonus action.
Yeah. All right. The second one was
Arcane protection.
Inured to magic. That's the right word, right? Inured.
I don't know.
Definition.
I've never heard
of
that word before.
inured.
Yeah, this is new to me.
Accustomed to something.
You're a nerd.
Especially something unpleasant.
Oh.
Yeah,
So it's almost like a vaccine.
yeah.
Inured
I
to
like it.
magic. And then this one.
A
You
nerd
have advantage
to
against all
magic.
saving throws from spells or magical effects.
Yep. Oop.
I would have kept it just for the bold.
I know, I didn't mean to highlight the one down there. And then the other thing is, as a reaction, you can change the damage type.
To another damage type of your choice. I'd
To
probably
another
just put
damage
that on of your choice. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think that's how it's spelled. But what do we call this ability?
Modify the weave. I don't know.
Malleable magic.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Which also
As a
means if you're
reaction-
shooting magic against a barbarian, you can change it into physical damage, so then he's having
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, that was my idea when I first came up with this. Change damage type of any spell or magical effect you can see within 100 feet of you to a damage type of your choice.
I like that. Because, yeah, once again, it's just make it so then, like, oh, you're fighting a lich and they're trying to go after your barbarian. Nope. Sorry. You just did bludgeoning damage against him. He resisted it.
Oh, that's why it has two. That's why it had two. It's a feature you can turn on and off. So it's like while it's on, your character sheet changes basically. Oh well, we can
cool.
worry about programming that later.
I mean, ours doesn't really change.
Well, it gives you more actions.
True.
That's the thing. And yes, it does change. You get advantage against saving on all saving.
Oh, yeah, it
throws.
does. Yeah. Cool. Well, there we go. Yeah, I like this a lot more than what we had.
Yep. All right. I think
Oh, that's gonna be a
good for
really
now.
cool paladin.
Yeah. We're gonna have to change. I can go into the programming of this stuff a little bit later, but that's where we are going to call it. This is a much better improvement.
I agree.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Oh, we also got to change it to Arcane Heart. There we go.
So what are
Awesome.
the names of our abilities that we picked? Just so I can hear them all together.
So, at level 3, you get Oath of Knowledge spells, Exposed to Magic, and Keeper of Knowledge. At level 7, you get Aura of Focus and Record Keeper. At level 15, you get Restore Magic. And at level 20, you get Arcane Heart.
I love those. This sounds great. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a really cool paladin.
Yep.
This is fantastic.
All right. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, lurking or otherwise. And so if you want to help support the channel, feel free to support us on Patreon. That link should be down in the description. You get Discord access, which is also going to be down in the description. And also, speaking of patrons, thank you to our add that. Now they can hear me. I forgot, since the audio broke last week, I gotta manually add the audio to all the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you to D4Fan and Brennan for your continued support here at the Paragon tier. It really actually does help us, you know, not only motivation-wise, but like actually tangibly helping us justify spending time on the projects that we want to work on. So thank you so much. It means the world to us. But with all that being said and done, that is where we are going to call it. Thank you all so much. We will see you all next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.